Hello, welcome to the first ever game review here on this channel. Usually I just do movie reviews because that is the medium I feel more comfortable with, because when it comes to games I just play them for fun and everything, so these reviews will mainly focus on the stuff I actually like to play in the games, which is usually only the story modes and some that play multiplayer, but that isn't often, and sometimes I play other modes in typical games. But the first game we're going to review is just story, so perfect for a first episode, yeah. So, the most recent released exclusive game on the platforms I play on, The Order 1886 for PlayStation 4. Oh boy, this one has got a lot of mixed reviews. So, where do I stand with this game? Well, this game is basically set in London in the year of 1886, as the title mainly says. You are playing the, you can call Knight of the Round Table Galahad, that is part of the Order, they call it. The Order is basically trying to, well, keep the half-breeds or half-bloods, whatever you call them, werewolf I would call them, in check, or just stop them from actually hurting a lot of humans and yeah, breaking stuff, I don't know. And during the game you will actually fight some of these half-bloods or half-breeds, which isn't that exciting sometimes. The more exciting stuff is actually then to fight the rebels. The rebels is, well, they want to take down the Order, what I understand, because the Order is basically corrupt, and well, a lot of the knights doesn't know that, but Galahad came upon this when he actually did find the leader of the rebels, which he did find out, I think it was in the middle of the game, basically in the story, when you are on the bridge and fighting a lot of rebels with, well, all the firepower you actually could get your hands on. After that, the storyline shows you Galahad's, well, life being, well, it is put upside down, or whatever you call it. He becomes mainly a rebel, you can call it. We found out some bad stuff about the Order, that one of the main guys is basically a corrupt half-breed that is trying to show, well, send a lot of vampires around the world to spread a disease with his company. And you will only hear about the vampires once in this game, which, in my opinion, they could have gone a little bit more deeper into that, but anyway, I will not blame them that they focused on the half-breeds or werewolf, that's not that. In the end, Galahad becomes basically a rebel because he is thrown out from the Order. You find out some bad stuff about the main guy, and that the main leader of the Order has basically known about this guy all the time because he's the father of this guy, and yeah, everything turns upside down and bad. The story, in my opinion, isn't that bad when it comes to it. It's basically, he's been in the Order a long time, he liked his Order, but one day that changes when he finds out about that one big leader in the Order is basically corrupt and wants to destroy the world, take over the world, something like that. And he becomes a rebel, you can call it. Not really, basically he gets thrown out and is forced to become a rebel, but anyway. That is kind of interesting in my opinion. When it comes to gameplay, The gameplay can be a little bit repetitive. This game has a lot of cutscenes, so if you like story-driven games and like The Walking Dead or The Wolf Among Us, you will like this game a lot, because there are a lot of cutscenes that they tell the story, show you the orders, plans, and many bad stuff and many good stuff as well. There are QTEs in this game if you like The Walking Dead, as I said again, and The Wolf Among Us from Telltale. You will basically find this really well. You will like it basically. A lot of people doesn't like that type of gameplay because it seems like you just pressing a button to continue. Sometimes it is that they just make you press this button and then the storyline continues, which is kind of lazy in my opinion. If you want to make this a game, you don't do that. Just give you other options maybe or something like that. But when it comes to the gunplay, which is, I don't know, maybe a third of this game, can be kind of fun if you have the right guns. You have regular guns basically and the more scientific guns, which are the more fun. One of those guns basically gives you a cloud. You spray out a cloud or shoot out a cloud, and after that you ignite it and it becomes basically an explosion of fire. Really fun gun. But after that, the really gameplay isn't that exciting. It isn't the most interesting. It doesn't give you a lot to play with basically. It is the QTE, it is the gunplay, and after that it is the cutscenes. So that is the three parts of this gameplay. You also have collectibles. You have, I don't know what it's called. You have a lot of pictures, newspapers. You just take up and check. You don't collect them, you just look at them and put them back. Then you have these phones. I can't remember. You call them phones. You pick up. You can listen to storylines or just songs, lullabies in time of this in this world basically. That is the only collectible that you actually pick up and keep, which is kinda okay in my opinion. I don't like this collectible thing, but sometimes it can be fun when you actually get something out of it, which these phone things give you when you get a little bit of story. The other stuff is just you read if you can read. I can't read a lot of fancy hand styles, but anyway, that is basically the gameplay. The environments and effects, graphics. This game is beautiful. One of the best looking games I have ever seen. These were one of the main focuses of this game from the developer. This is somewhat a little bit sad when you look at the gameplay and the length of the game. The length of the game isn't that long. If you don't rush and you suck like me, you maybe get out 8 to 10 hours gameplay. You can also, if you don't suck, you maybe can get out 7 hours if you try to collect everything. I didn't get all the collectibles first time, so maybe we play it again. Not at this moment. I want to take a little bit break from that game, but anyway. When it comes to the world, when you explore and everything, it isn't that open world. Sometimes you can go around and look at things, but overall it is just a linear experience. You can't walk around as much as you would want in an open world game, because this isn't an open world game. But yeah. So, my final thoughts. The rating. What do you say, little Galahad? As they get Sackboy Galahad. What should this game get? I will not give it that. This game we get a 7.4 out of 10. this game isn't the best one out there, I will admit that. It is the first real big exclusive game for the PlayStation 4 this year, and it is somewhat a little bit disappointing at some parts of it, but overall I had fun with it, and it is a great experience. The storyline and the graphics is what keep you wanted to see more of the world and want to continue on this storyline. The gameplay can be a little bit boring and somewhat dragged out, but that will, in my opinion, it sorry, I can't find the word for that. In my opinion, it reflects. Well, fuck it. Yeah. I just very proud of that. Anyway, 7.4. The graphics and story is the main stuff that is keeping up this score. Some of the guns and some of the gameplay when it comes to shooting parts can be a little bit fun and give you a little bit more meat in this game than the other parts, which is the collectibles and QTE which is the letdown of this game, which is sometimes seems unnecessary and isn't really that interesting. So yeah, that's all for today, folks. That was my Final Fantasy on the Order 1886. Yes, or the Order 1886, and Little Galahad and me says goodbye.